Alright, picture this. You're in a Pokemon battle and you just got hit for 45 damage, leaving you at 55 health left. The Pokemon that you're going against outspeeds you and you needed just one more hit in order to kill it, so you decide to stay in, thinking that you'll survive the hit and kill it. Then, the Pokemon gets a high roll or crits you, your Pokemon dies, and you lose the battle. This type of stuff doesn't happen to pros though, right?
Oh yeah, that's why I was gonna say give the Quick Claw to Mewtwo, is because if you could proc Quick Claw and then have the Flint.
What did I say, Brayden? What did I say? Fuck!
Okay, maybe it does happen to pros as well, but it happens a lot less to pros compared to us. Why? Because they're always nose deep in those Pokemon damage calculators. They don't just eyeball damage, they use those calculators to run numbers. They check rolls, count for items, abilities, EVs, IVs, just to identify the risk that they're facing by keeping their Pokemon in the battle. Now, here's the key part. Even the best players can't prevent a Pokemon from having to faint to a crit. That's just a part of the game. But what separates pros from casual players is that they recognize those risks ahead of time and plan around them. If a crit is possible, they'll ask, what's my backup? What's my pivot if this Pokemon goes down? They don't just cross their fingers and hope. They accept that the risks exist, and maybe they'll turn into Satan themselves and structure their battle plan, which consists of murdering everything we thought they loved. Honestly though, I really do think we need to send some of these competitive Pokemon players and Nuzlockers to like therapy or some hospital, because some of these plans are just too devious for my liking. Okay, to be fair though, I also do have my fair share of devious activities. I remember in Heart Gold Soul Silver, a man entrusts you with like a Spearow named Kenya. I had Kenya when I was about to go against Whitney. And if you don't remember who Whitney is, yeah, now you probably do. Let's just say that man was probably not very impressed when he opened his mailbox. Anyway, a pro in the exact spot that we were in would be a lot more methodical about it. Before they even got down to 55%, they'd look at the numbers, see that a crit or even a high roll could end their win condition, and play a lot more cautiously according to their findings. Maybe they'd switch to a bulkier Pokemon to scout. Maybe they'd sack something less important to keep their main win condition alive. The point is, they wouldn't just rely on luck to carry them through. They'd recognize a risk, make a plan, so even if the crit comes, they're still in the game. And honestly, that exact mindset isn't just for Pokemon battles. It's the same way pros think about money. Managing risks in Pokemon is very similar to managing risks in investing. That crit that you're hit with in a Pokemon battle is very similar to stocks. In the short run, they are very volatile, but in the long run, the value of the stock actually reflects the growth of the company. It's like a wise man once said, if you aren't willing to own a stock for 10 years, don't even think about owning it for 10 minutes. Kanye West. Switching to a bulkier Pokemon, that's just you diversifying into safer assets. Bonds, ETFs, maybe just holding on to some cash. This is a fairly common thing with commodities like gold if you look at recent crashes. I mean, look at gold within the past year. I wonder why gold has gone up so much in the recent times. And sacking a Pokemon you don't need? That's like cutting your losses on a bad investment. Maybe you realize that investment you made wasn't a good one in the first place. Like some of the investments we make. Protecting your win condition. That's just making sure your long-term goals, retirement, a house, financial freedom, don't just disappear out of existence because you got greedy trying to get rich through NFTs. The mistake casual players and casual investors both make is the same. Sometimes they bank too much on luck, hoping the crit doesn't happen, but pros, they anticipate that crit, plan around it, and they still come out on top. As long as they don't switch an Onyx into a Jinx, of course.